You're listening to Frank Skinner on Absolute Radio. Sponsored by Treebor Soft Mints. Absolute Radio.
Good morning, I am Frank Skinner. This is Absolute Radio. Maybe you arrived here deliberately, maybe it was an accident. Stick around, you might like it. I'm with Emily and Gareth this morning.
Good morning.
Hi, Frank.
Well, I'm with them every morning, to be honest. And
Not every morning.
well, not every radio morning.
Yeah.
I don't want to speak to the public about my normal mornings. They don't care about that. They think of me as living in this tiny studio. And in a way, I do. You can text us about anything you like. Anything. We won't necessarily read it out if it's, No. But on 8, 12, 15. Because we like this to be a kind of a two-way street. You know what I'm talking about? And our guest this morning is Alex Horne.
Oh, yeah, I went to see him in Edinburgh.
Did you?
I went to see a show. No, there was no funny business.
No funny business. I'm not going to that. Is that the review? He does a thing called the Horne section, which clearly is the show he's come up with because his name's Horne. He's come up. He's learned to play a brass instrument.
I didn't think it was a Charlie Sheen thing.
No, but hasn't he? I'm leaving it. Isn't that why the show happened? I love it when shows are just born from a pun. Like when they gave Dale Winton a chat show, it was only because it was called Winton Wonderland. There was no other reason that anyone would have given Dale Winton a. I know the future is orange, but Winton Wonderland, it was so perfect.
Was it in the winter?
No, it was in the Winton.
Oh.
I don't think it was in the winter. They didn't even take it that far.
Because there's a part of Bournemouth called Winton where I live, and
Oh, I'm glad we found that out.
It is not a wonderland.
Oh, it was all going so well. You know when you turn down a road and you think, oh no, is this a dead end? Oh yeah, it is a dead end, look. I thought that was a left turning at the end, but no, that's just like a little parking bay.
But no, Alex Horne is very funny. Lots of funny business in his show.
I'm sure it's going to be funny. He'll be a funny guest, but I'm still saying he's only come up with that show because his name's Horne, just like Dale Winter. If any of our listeners can think of any TV shows based purely on a pun on the name of the host, we'd love to hear from you on 8, 12, 15. I can't think of any more off the top of my head, but there's plenty around. Have we heard from any of the public yet? I'm calling them the public this morning. Have you noticed that?
Yes. We did have a lovely message from a regular texter, Steve.
I like our regulars.
Steve from the Village Bakery, Birchington, Kent. Morning, everyone. Please give me a mention. Today it's freezing cold and I've got no staff because they're all ill.
Oh.
That'll be the outbreak of the plague that happened in Birchington, Kent recently.
Oh, God, I didn't know about that. Okay.
We've had some birthday wishes as well for you, Frank.
Oh, that's absolutely lovely. I'm trying to lead both you guys into the chicken email, but as you won't do it, I'm just going to talk about it anyway.
I'm sorry,
God, you can take a horse to water, but not on this show. Yes, I was out in a chicken outfit.
Let me explain. That was a tweet we got. You're absolutely right. We did get a tweet in from someone called Scotty8.
What I need is some idiot cards. You know those things they use where I'll say, mention that thing, and then I'll talk about the chicken outfit. Too late, I'm talking about the chicken outfit now.
Okay.
Yes, I was on the streets of West London this week. Notting Hill, which some of you will have heard of the movie, I'm sure. Dressed as a giant roast chicken. In one hell of an outfit, can I say? I mean, chunky outfit, heavy. At one point, because I couldn't keep it on in between takes. Takes is what we, in the TV world, call that bit when you're being filmed. Hey, like you didn't know. And they were helping me off with it, and it got stuck, and I couldn't breathe. I literally couldn't breathe, and I thought, to die like this, to die in a roast chicken outfit. A corpse within a corpse. You know those meals when they put they do a cow and then they put a sheep inside that and a goat inside that and then eventually down to a wren, to a tiny wren. It would have been like that. I'd have had to have been buried in it.
So was it made out of actual chicken, or what was it made of?
Oh no,
it wasn't some Lady Gaga thing.
No, it was. I don't know what it was made of. There was an whole art department. It was a difficult thing. The director said to me, are you going to do the walk? I said, what do you mean? He said, you're going to do the walk. I said, well, it's a roast chicken. There is no roast chicken walk.
He's not roasting his chickens properly.
No. What's that? Are they making a run for it?
Sounds underdone.
Yeah. There was lots of conversations like that. It was...
So you were dressed as a chicken, Frank. Was everyone else dressed up as well?
I should point out the context of this.
Yes,
I was making a crisp advert with Gary Lineker, but before you condemn me, it's for comic relief.
Okay.
So for comic relief, you can basically, I could march into a North Yorkshire house and shoot 4 people today, and if I said I was sponsored by Comic Relief, everyone would applaud my behaviour. You can do anything. So that's what I did. I remember there was a terrible bit. I was walking down the road in this chicken outfit, and a cab driver wound down his window, looked at me and said, "It's not fantasy football, is it, Frank?" In a terrible, it's come to this.
How dare he?
Oh, he was right, of course.
So were the other ones dressed up then?
No, Jimmy Carr and Stephen Fry and Al Murray and Gary Lineker, all present. They were in the most elaborate costume. Stephen Fry wore an evening suit.
Well, he always does.
Yeah, I think he arrived in that. But I was the only one in anything resembling an outfit, and mine was... I had enough outfit for 4. It was an enormous... You should have seen it. And towards the end of the day, they have the director on board, then they have what they call the creatives. Who are
they're
two
like the
people,
advertising people.
young guys, very, very trendy from the advertising, and they throw out ideas. And
Do they keep any? Or do they just throw them out?
Well, no, they kept them. I threw them out.
Right.
They passed them to me. They said to me about 7 hours into the shoot, "Do you think you could play it a bit more naturalistic?"
Oh, the chicken!
A man in a roast chicken outfit.
You could go all method about it, and I'll need an oven.
Well, exactly.
I'm really going to need an oven.
Yeah, well, I'd need 20 minutes of basting. You know, the idea, I had to storm into Stephen Fry's cafe. He doesn't have a cafe, but it's in the context of this. And we have a falling out about who's got the best crisps.
Right.
Oh.
It's pathetic.
This is Frank Skinner on
Absolute Radio.
Frank Skinner.
Absolute Radio.
The right stuff, we was thinking, was a possibility of a programme that only happened because there's a bloke called Wright.
And Tone in Battersea has just texted in, Frank, the Forsyth Saga, a great Brucey show.
I don't remember. Is that a joke? No, but there could have been. You see, there could have been a thing called the Forsyth
It should have been.
Saga. I don't know if he's joking about the Forsyth Saga, if there was a spin-off called that. It's
I
quite
think
possible.
it must be a joke.
No, I think it's a joke.
Well, if it's a joke, I'm happy with
I think
it.
it's a joke.
But it's intrigued me now, because I have an
well,
idea, I have an image of maybe Bruce doing a documentary about Saga, a weekly thing.
Oh, yeah.
In which, and then just before, you know that long series he did about death? I think it was the prequel to that. Are you looking it up?
Yeah, I am. I'm having a little look. Oh, well, I imagine Brucey was pitching it endlessly to all sorts of people, whoever would listen.
That sounds horrible.
Yeah. He got a Lifetime Achievement Award this week. Never has a Lifetime Achievement Award been left so late. Do you know what I mean?
It's a game of chicken.
He said he was retiring, and then he said he was only joking.
A game of chicken. I can't believe you brought that up. No, he did. That was a good thing when he said, what a great night to announce my retirement, but I'm not going to. Oh, the rascal. As far as I can remember, I'm not going to. He said, anyway. So, yes, I was...
Meanwhile, with Stephen Fry in the chicken suit.
Leave that to a doctor.
Yeah, enough now. Poor Bruce.
Enough?
Yeah, Chicken Gate.
Yeah,
Let's call it
Chicken
that.
Gate, yeah.
So, in case you've just tuned in, yes, I was walking the streets in a giant roast chicken outfit this week, doing a crisp advert for Comic Relief, and I was working with, as I say, Jimmy Carr, Al Murray, and Stephen Fry. Stephen Fry. I mean, I tell you what...
There was a long pause after that.
I tell you what with Stephen Fry is I found myself talking at my very cleverest when I was talking to him. I went as high as I could go. I was pushing the ceiling of my intellect.
What sort of things were you breaking out?
Well, I mean, for example, I started talking to him about... I quoted, not deliberately actually, a line from a T.S. Eliot poem. Just, it's a good, if you're going to start to the summer, there's a line that, let us go then, you and I, which is a kind of a...
Not McCavity.
No, I kept McCavity out of it. And he did the rest of the poem.
Because a chicken has a cavity. That's you.
Not in our house.
As it's stuffed.
Oh, he
Yeah,
finished
exactly.
the poem, did he?
He finished the whole poem.
Ah.
And then I mentioned...
long one?
Then somebody... It's quite long. I felt it. I never noticed how long it was. Thank God I didn't say in the beginning there was... Anyway, so... Oh, you'd still be on the New Testament now. Somebody mentioned a thing about a mathematician, and he talked about 10 minutes about... I mean, it's phenomenal. There is nothing that he doesn't know about. And, I mean, we were doing... Do you know there's a thing in the Daily Mirror called the quiz word? Have you ever seen it?
Oh, no.
It's the most misplaced item in any national newspaper, because it's in the Daily Mirror. The Daily Mirror, who this very day has got a pull-out supplement I have here called The World's Worst Serial Killers. Not just a pull-out supplement on serial killers, but the world's worst. They've upped the ante on serial killing. There are some
There's
serial
some
killers.
not very nice eyes on the front, Frank.
Yeah, they're always got funny eyes.
Horrible eyes.
Serial killers. But it... As if serial killers aren't bad enough, there's some serial killers that don't qualify for the Mirror's pull-out supplement because they're not horrible enough. Anyway, that's what the kind of thing the Mirror normally have. But there's a thing called the quiz word in the Mirror, which is the hardest general knowledge crossword I've ever done. It ought to be in, like, the Mensa Journal or something like that, but it's in the Daily Mirror. I don't know how that happened. And I've never managed to complete it. It's impossible. It's impossible to do. Because you have to know... who opened the batting for Gloucestershire in 1972, and then the Latin name for a hawk moth. You have to know it all. And we kept leaving it around, because I was sharing a dressing room. I just leave it around with a pen by Stephen. I just wanted to see him go... but he never went for it. But he knew, he was so clever. He even... Like, there was something wrong with the door on our Winnebago. He mended that.
Wow.
He worked
Did he?
out to the coffee machine. I couldn't flush the
as well.
toilet. He came in and flushed
These are quite
the toilet.
mundane tasks, Frank.
You know-
He knows how to use a toilet.
He knows how to flush a toilet.
Oh, but
He's
this was a
genius.
trick. This was a hidden grey trigger that I couldn't find for the life of me. So not only does he have the super
He knows how to
intellectual...
find a hidden grey trigger.
Does he? Well, that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking there's a real... Now, I'm not saying that I believe in aliens on Earth, but if there's any truth in the alien thing, I think there's a fair chance that Stephen Fry's an alien.
Wow.
He's got quite a big head. I don't know if you've ever seen... You know, he's very charming and a lovely man, don't get me wrong. But that guy, is it Exeter in This Island Earth, the alien with the big head, he's very charming and friendly because, you know, he's preparing Earth for the invasion of his people from a dying planet. So I think there's a real possibility. I'm not saying... If they exist, he's one. That's all I'm saying.
Wow.
Because there was a bit... We were talking about opera, and I was getting out all my opera facts as best I could. I mean, I couldn't keep up with him. And at one point, he took me to one side, and he said, how long do we have to put up with these earthlings? That was a clue.
This is Frank Skinner on
Absolute Radio.
Frank, you know we were talking about famous people whose shows make puns. We've had a text in. There was the kids' cookery show, Eggs and Baker, with Cheryl Baker from Bucks Fizz. That's Eamon from
Good.
Kingsbury. Thanks for that.
Good. Cheryl Baker should have had a show called Cherry Bakewell, in which she baked.
Cheryl Bakewell.
Cheryl Bakewell, yeah. And she could have just maybe had one breast out, powdered white.
God.
I'm just thinking about... I'm just trying to help these people get back on telly. Give me a bit of sympathy. Cheryl's listening. She'll be onto the BBC first thing on Monday morning. I've had this order. I wish I fried all of my breasts actually fries. Making my mind up. That's what the phone call would go like.
She's got alopecia, it's a shame.
She's got alopecia.
Yeah.
That's all those years of Velcro miniskirts. Yeah, my
Sudden shock.
I had a circus dog got alopecia from a Velcro miniskirt. Anyway,
Julia's also texted
I'm not
in
bringing Beppo up again.
the news headlines.
The news
Of
headline
course,
said he
radio,
wouldn't have
not
got
telly.
that job, right, Hod, if
No.
he hadn't offered him the pond.
Wow.
No, Chuck, we've also had an email about celebrity chiropody. Hi, Frank, Emily and Gareth. When you mentioned your idea for the Celebrity Chiropody series, there was
Well,
one
this has
name...
become a battle now between me and Sherry Baker. But yeah, I had an idea that you could do a chat show in which I did people's feet, took hard skin off and stuff while interviewing. Not necessarily me. Could be anyone. Really, you want somebody with the name Foot in the title, or David Soul could do it.
Oh, yeah.
It could be called Sold and Healed. Healed, Healed. I mean, come on, that's a certainty. Write that down. Anyway.
There was one name that came to mind immediately, and that was Sir Bill of Oddie. I remember seeing the full glory of his de-socked foot on an episode of Who Do You Think You Are? The sight of his square, yellowing talons, nub-like toes and little hairy face made me do a bit of sick in my mouth.
Oh. Who was that from?
That was from Andy.
Oh, well, thanks for that, Andy.
Yeah.
I still think you could catch on, personally, but, you know, we're all different. Any other emails?
Yes, we've also had one from Paul Bristow.
Paul Bristow, who used to work in an office, as portrayed by Frank Dickens, the cartoonist.
I don't know who that is.
OK, carry on. Won't be him, then.
He said he was listening to the podcast of last weekend's show and thought he would share about he and his wife ended an argument. We were having a real shouting match, which had been going on for over an hour. And when my wife got to the point when
that's a long one,
it is,
to show how annoyed she was, she decided to slam her hands in the pockets of the shorts she was wearing. She thrust her hands down. It took
her an hour to get to that point where she thrust her hands into her pockets.
A summer argument, though.
Yeah, or maybe they were tight shorts and she knew it was going to be difficult.
Okay.
She thrust her hands down and her hands didn't stop at the normal pocket height. She looked down and we both realised she was actually wearing her shorts back to front and that the pockets were now at the back.
Thank God. I thought he was going to say that he realised he'd dislocated both her arms when he'd shaken her violently some 20 minutes before. Thank God. That's turned out much nicer than I expected.
And he said from that the title of Conflict Resolution Shorts was born. So now they associate those shorts with conflict resolution.
Does that mean that those shorts are brought out mid-argument to calm things down?
That's quite a good idea. I like that.
I love the whole idea of the domestic fun. I've got, at the moment, some of our regulars may know this, but I live with my girlfriend. Oh, not married. And her sister is living with us as well. And so we have a lot of fun around the house, the three of us. And the other day, I did Adrian Charles's show on Sunday night, and a man sent me 2 cardboard masks of me.
Oh.
And they were very realistic. They were just like colour photos of me. Now, that's the carb. And the two, my girlfriend and her sister, put them on. And sort of, the three of us sort of danced around the house, all as me. And,
I hope someone was looking through the window.
I hope so. I looked across at them now, and suddenly, and this is absolutely serious, I suddenly became very sort of unnerved and disturbed. I couldn't see them anymore. It was just two me's looking at me. It was that was the strange, but that's the kind of household fun we go in for since the sisters moved in. I'll tell you, speaking of domestic japery, I went out with Kath to this sort of a health place, and she told me what salad I said I'll get the salads. It's the kind of guy I am. And she said, OK, well, this is what I want. And she very, very carefully told me which salad, because you pick from a salad bar. Right. She told me meticulously. And she said, no, I don't like the other ones. Make sure you get... I said, don't worry, I'll get it. So when I went there, I was with this other guy, and he got some different salads. And I said, give me your plate. Give me your plate, and I'll take that back and pretend I got all the wrong salads. So I put it down... And then it's that moment, it's how far do you let them go, your opponents in arguments, before you tell them it's a joke? I thought, how angry shall I let her get? Shall we actually split up? Shall I wait till she's looking at flats on the internet?
You could give it 6 months.
Yeah, I could go out with other people. Not that I want to, can I make that absolutely clear? It worked a treat. I just let her... At first, she was going to not say anything. Then she said, well, actually, it's not the right... I said, no, that was what you said. She said, it's not what I said. It was, those are the little... That's what makes my life worthwhile, I'll be honest with you.
This is Frank Skinner.
Absolute
Radio.
That was the magnificent PJ Harvey. I noticed that the sort of DJs who see themselves as musos call Polly Harvey. Not me.
I was relieved when you said the Magnificent. I thought it was the Magnificent Men in Their Flying Machine, which I know is one of your favourites,
Well,
Frank.
don't be ridiculous. Why would I say the Magnificent Men in Their Flying Machines?
Those magnificent men in their flying machines.
Well, we've been talking about TV shows
Actually,
based on...
that film was made in 1962, and it was based on a real story, Baron von Richter. That's what it was like when I was working with Stephen. You couldn't say a thing. I could not say a thing.
Can I be honest? That would really irritate me. I know you like him.
Well, the word irritate comes from the Latin irritatum, Robert. That's, yeah, it's very impressive if you're from Earth. If you're an alien, it's everyday stuff. That's all I'm saying.
He's very verbose.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
We've been talking about TV shows based on puns, and this is also
TV show titles.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hello, Frank and the team, or as I call you, my comedy heroes, which is nice. I experienced what I think is a rare communal a communal eureka moment last week. I was in a sociology lesson, and we managed to get the teacher to procrastinate about modern children's TV.
I wonder how did they get
Yeah.
from Family and Kinship in East London by Kinsey to that in a sociology lesson. Crafty.
To our amazement, he pointed out a pun in one of our favourites, Shaun the Sheep, which is about a sheep, and Shaun being the sheep's name and how you remove its wool. I admit this pun isn't brilliant, but seeing 30 people all getting it at once was something quite magical.
Yeah. Yes, I can... do you think it's true that that's a pun?
Shaun the Sheep, yes, I think that's why.
What about Sean Locke?
Well, that...
Is that a barbering...
Locke, his hair.
Yeah.
Is it a stage name?
I've no idea.
Might be a stage
Well, it could
name.
have just
That
been...
would be
it could have been-
quite a rubbish stage name.
Could have been his
if you don't mind me
parents' pun.
saying.
Shaun Locke.
If I had the kind of
Do you think
name...
he knows?
Look, I think all my children, should they ever come, I'm going to call things like mule, chicken, stuff like... They're all going to be
Roast
puns.
dinner.
Yeah, I won't be calling them that.
Roast dinner.
Yeah.
If I never see another chicken, it'll be too soon. Of course, the chicken was introduced to this country. Get out! What else?
Oh, so this week I've had a bit of a showbiz week, guys.
Oh, yeah, well, of course, you went to the Comedy Awards. I wasn't invited.
Did. Your girlfriend was there as well.
I know she was invited.
We were all there. All there.
I watched it on telly.
Me too.
Oh, well done. I went for, Frank? I went for, because I had some dress choices. I brought them in, didn't I? You saw them.
I love the green.
Well, I went for the green.
It was the best.
It was it was Dolce & Gabbana. It was kind of a lace confection. It was a little bit Wild West saloon in its own way.
I like that. I think my basic fashion thing is Wild West brothel.
Yeah.
At home as well, like a tassel curtain and a spittoon.
That was very much the look I was going for.
Yeah, well, you carried it off
went
well.
down well. Although my friend Ian, who won an award for... He writes The In-Betweeners, he saw me and he liked the dress so much, and as he saw me, he said, "Oh, I was just checking you out when I saw that dress, and then I realised it was only you."
Oh, no.
Oh, God. But anyway, I saw...
Only you. If you'd have sang that then, that would have been... You would have turned that round, but now it's too late now. It's no good tweeting you that.
So I made it to the celebrity entrance. Do you know I was worried about that?
Well, yeah, it's a big step.
Yeah.
And no alarms went off.
No alarms went off. I was with two other famous people, though, so that's what I made
I see.
it.
Human shield.
You do need two, though.
Not the family shield.
Who were you with? Which celebrities
I was
were you
with my friend Jane, who you know, Jane
From the
Goldman.
Tarzan films? Oh, no.
No.
Oh, no, the one who
Who's
wrote...
a famous screenwriter.
Can we even
yeah.
say Kick Bottom, we'll call
Yeah,
it?
yeah, Kick
She
Bottom.
wrote Kick Bottom.
Kick bottom.
Famous for Kick Bottom. And my friend Morwenna Banks, who's a comedian, who you know, Frank.
Peppa Pig, isn't she?
Yeah. That's one of her roles.
You were with Peppa Pig and Kick Bottom. It sounds like a troupe of jesters from King Lear. Okay, so you were
And
in.
then Sarah Millican sidled up
Okay.
at the celebrity entrance. And she said, oh, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. Because she didn't want to be photographed. That's my Geordie accent.
Stick with the comedy, I would. Yeah, so well.
She didn't know what to do. Yeah, well, it's horrible. You know what it's like, because the paparazzi are all taking photographs, but then
horrible. People at home thinking that must be horrible.
No,
anyway,
but they're not.
I better get to work in the factory for 12 hours.
Frank, they're not taking them of me, are they? So that's what's horrible. So I just thought, well, you have to do a runner, because otherwise they start shouting at you. They go, get out of the way! Get out of the way!
Me and Dave was being photographed once. We were all full of ourselves, and suddenly Cher arrived. And the cameras, that moment when the cameras all moved, and then not only were they didn't want us, but we were on the edge of frame. You just move. You two just.
Yeah,
and it was share this and share that.
She doesn't like to share. That's the problem.
No, exactly. Share. I mean, where is she now? Nowhere. Dress your age. That's what I always say.
Oh, God.
You're listening to Frank Skinner on Absolute Radio, the softest, mintiest show in town. Sponsored by Tree Bar Soft Mints.
Absolute Radio.
Should I stay or should I go? Which was actually the text I got from Richard Keys earlier this week. Yeah.
Well, he's still.
I won't say what my response was. That was the Clash. Certainly was. Did you clash it? Sorry, carry on.
We've had a text from 437. Frank, can I suggest a lame TV commission? Henman's Hills. Tim Henman looks at his favourite hills.
Oh.
Oh, based on Henman Hill,
Yeah.
the Wimbledon.
That's like Murray Mound.
Oh, is that a
Oh,
thing?
is it really?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I watched Andy Murray, actually, on my birthday. It's my birthday yesterday.
Oh.
And
Yes, I know, I got the day wrong.
And I watched Andy Murray. I don't normally watch tennis, and suddenly I felt this passion for watching the game, as if it comes at a certain age.
Oh.
And I've never seen anybody shout, come on, as many times since I used to see horrible men get into fights in Birmingham nightclubs. He just kept going, come on! And then they cut
Oh, to himself, you mean?
Yeah, then they cut to his mum in the crowd, and she was shouting, come on, as well. She's such a hanger-on. He hates his mum, that's my theory.
Really?
I bet he thinks how embarrassing. Oh, God, she's turned up
I
again.
prefer his family, though, to the Henmans. I found the Henmans a bit alien.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alien, you say? You think another one? It's a genuine impact. What about if he did a programme about hens? He could just be called the Henman.
Henman.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
Frank, can I take this opportunity to apologise that I got your birthday wrong this week?
Shot your face.
No, Frank, I was misinformed. I was given a bum steer by David Baddiel, who said to me, no, you've got that very wrong, when I told him what day I thought your birthday was, and also Wikipedia.
Wikipedia got my birthday wrong.
Yeah.
And I've defended Wikipedia for being correct.
Yeah.
Because people always, take the mickey out of Wiki. They take the wiki out of it in some... I took the wiki out of it in their list of great Pakistani stars. I took all the wikis out.
Do you know it was Derek
Just
Lacora's birthday the day before you?
Was it really? I like
Wow.
to think that it's interesting because who do I share a birthday with? Nicholas Sarkozy, Akerbilk, and Lee Latchford Evans. Do you remember Lee Latchford Evans?
Do
I
I
don't know
ever?
who that
You don't know him?
From Steps?
Oh, Lee from Steps.
Lee from Steps. You might call him Lee from Steps. I call him Lee Latchford Evans. You share a birthday with someone, you're a little bit more respectful. Do you know what I'm saying? He's not even from Steps anymore. Anyway, we got Alex Horne after the news. And what I should have done is add a jingle that goes, shouldn't I?
Yeah.
But, the thing is with this show, if you don't do it yourself, it's not done. That's all I'm saying.
Frank on
Radio.
Frank Skinner on Absolute Radio.
Absolute Radio.
That was Brimful of Asher, which reminds me, I had my birthday cake in a hat. Brimful of Asher. You with me, Gareth?
I'm nearly there, I think.
Famous
Jane-
former...
Jane Asher made cakes.
Brimful.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm there.
Okay, welcome back. This is Frank Skinner on Absolute Radio, and that was Corner Shop. let me hear you say yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so it was my birthday yesterday.
Yeah.
Should I say how old I was?
Yeah, why not?
I don't think so. You can tell how old I am is that someone phoned me up, someone who I work with, and she said, "Oh, happy birthday." I said, "Yeah, happy birthday." I think I got mixed up with Christmas. Where they say it to you and then you say it back. And I thought, have I gone old that quick that I've just started just repeating what people say to me? I mean, for goodness sake. It was a little bit, a bit worrying.
How were the Man About the House celebrations? Did they lay on something special for you?
Well, when I got up yesterday morning,
Yeah.
there was a big banner that said "Happy Birthday," a cake with candles and balloons, cards, flowers. It was very,
See,
very
can I just
exciting.
say, Frank, I think you get more of an effort with two ladies in the house.
Do you think that's
Yeah,
true?
because men aren't as thoughtful about little touches like that, are they?
That is so on. I tell you what, my girlfriend said.
Do me a favour, love.
My girlfriend said to me yesterday. She said, "Whatever you want to do today, whatever film you want to go and see, whatever you want to eat, well, it's your day." So I said, I think Yo Sushi. Okay, we're in Yo Sushi. She's paying.
Wow.
And then we passed this bookshop. She says, "If you want to go and choose a couple of books, I'll get." I went in, like a competition winner. Picked a couple of books. We went out. I said, "Anything you want to watch on the telly?" I said, "Well, I wouldn't mind watching the John Wayne version of True Grit. The 2-hour western, which is probably my favourite film." "Fine," she said.
She was
And
okay with True Grit.
Yeah, and we sat and watched that. And I'm starting to think, maybe, these horrible blokes who absolutely rule the roost at home, I can see where they're coming from. Because my joy was completely unimpaired by compromise. And I'm wondering if that might not be the way forward in our relationship. What do you think?
It's a way to go.
It is a way to go. So it was... that was brilliant.
And then you had lunch with us, and you got... Well, you didn't get a cake from us, did you? But you got a little glass with some ice cream scoops in it and
Yes.
one candle.
Yeah, that was good. And also I should say that I got a big box of sweets from Absolute Radio. I mean, all
Did
sorts
you?
of posh sweets. I think they might be feeders. I think their way of keeping me here is to fatten me up. I noticed there was...
Fatten you up, get you off the telly,
I thought
keep you
at
in here.
first there was, icing sugar scattered across it. It was protein supplement. So I think they're trying to get me bigger and bigger, so I basically can't get out that door when I'm stuck in the ship. But it was very...
What was your star present? Because you do be going somewhere...
I don't like to...
Don't you?
I mean, you guys, I should say, the people on the... Gareth and Emily and Emma and Daisy work on the show, all put together and got me a John Wayne cuckoo clock.
With an emerging dollar.
Yeah, a dollar is his horse, by the
Yeah.
way.
Yeah.
Not you don't get
Not some lap
It's not
dancing
also
thing.
a money
No.
box.
No, a hand comes out and puts a dollar into the top of my Calvin Classics.
Tucks it in.
Yeah, tuck this in for us. Get lost. Get lost! Yeah.
Do you know what Robson Green got for his birthday? I bet you didn't get anything as good as this. He had his
A
birthday
wig?
recently. No.
Okay.
His wife sent him on a pyrotechnics course
What?
where he learnt to set off Category 4 fireworks.
Wow.
That's what he got for his birthday. Category 4.
Category 4, wait, I'll just look in my firework
Yeah.
catalogue.
That was what
Category
he'd always
4.
wanted, and he got it for his 40th.
You just know that's going to lead to his early death, don't you? I mean, it's going to happen.
Well, that's what she was hoping.
Yeah, but you know what I mean? He's going to get, say, the turn-ups on his trousers will get caught in the stick of a skyrocket, and he'll be taken up and dropped from about 45 feet, land somewhere near Hexham, I imagine, in County Durham. Is where I imagine. Dashed on the rocks. Awful. What about this for what did I get from my manager, you're probably wondering?
Big hamper. He's very
Well, I
hamper.
got a tiny envelope, and I thought, is this it? There's a card, and I thought, is that it? From my manager? And a little tiny photocopy. Opened it out, and it's a mountain bike.
Really?
Yeah, because I know I can't ride a bike, so not only is it a gift, it's also a challenge.
Wow.
Has he provided lessons?
Yeah, I don't think he's gone that far.
Oh, that's
there's,
stingy.
there was a side box with stabilisers. I don't think people would laugh, would they?
No.
I think another couple of years I might just put them on the sides of my shoes.
We only have this extra.
This is Frank Skinner
Absolute.
Radio.
Alex Horne has joined me in the studio, and not only Alex Horne, but Joe the musician. Give us a quick blast, Joe. There you go.
It's not bad,
People racing out all over England to buy an ice cream. So, Alex, great to see you.
Morning, Frank. Thank you. It's lovely to see you.
And you're a man of multiple projects. I always think of you as a man who's looking for different and exciting ideas. Is that true?
Why not? Yeah, multiple projects. Yeah, although at the moment I've only got this sort of music. This Joe is kind of my project at the moment. I'm just trying to introduce him to the media, get him out there, show
Is
him
this
around.
this thing about using music to get people out of themselves and to just generally socialise more?
A little bit, but my theory is also just that everything is better with music underneath it. That's why people walk around with headphones in, and you have it in films. So I'm trying to now live my life with music underneath it.
Well, you've
So I travel with a
obviously
musician.
never had intercourse to Scott Joplin's The Entertainer.
Not yet, Frank.
No, well, that's not easy, let me tell you that. So, I should start then, but can I ask a question? You have a show called The Horne Section.
Yeah.
And that starts at the Lyric Theatre
That's right.
in Shaftesbury Avenue. It's Shaftesbury Avenue, the Lyric.
Yeah,
It's in the avenue rather than the lane, yes.
Yeah.
And I just saying it because there's one in Hammersmith, isn't it? But it's not that one, it's the posh one.
Yeah, it's a sort of nicer one.
Yeah, exactly. And that
Better
starts
one.
this Monday.
Yeah, 7:30.
And it's
on
called
Monday.
the Horne Section. Now, before you came on, Alex, we were talking about whether this whole idea came around just because it's a good pun.
It is a cracking pun.
It
There's
is.
no doubt about
It's
it. And
brilliant.
It's great for me because no other comic can sort of go in on my turf now.
That's true.
I don't think. Is there another comic with a...
There's Jeff Trumpet. Have you ever seen him? Yeah, but, he's still small time.
Yeah. No. Actually, the idea came first, but as soon as we had the name, we thought, that's it, we have to do it.
Yeah.
So it's Horne.
So
with a
what
name.
is the idea then? If
the
someone
idea
goes to the Lyric on Monday night,
Yeah.
what will they see?
Well, it's quite similar to Thriller, really, in many ways.
I should say that Thriller Live is the show that's normally on at the
Yeah.
Lyric, which is a tribute to Michael Jackson.
We're hoping to get some of their audience who just don't know it's not on a Monday.
Are you going to sneak in some Jacko tunes?
There's a little, there's a medley.
Oh, is
So that's
there?
the secret. Yeah, there's
Okay.
a Jackson medley at the end. But no, it's music and comedy. So I've got 5 musicians who are all they're brilliant. Are they? Are they good?
Excellent.
The drummer, I asked them the other day in the car who's the best, and the drummer is apparently the best at his instrument,
The best it is.
but the worst musician. That was the gossip. Anyway,
Doesn't really make any sense, does it?
no, I didn't understand it, but I sort of play a lot. I like just talking to musicians. It makes you feel quite
Yeah.
cool. Yeah.
Do you sing in the show?
Yeah, I sing. So we start with a song.
Have you gone a bit Lenny Henry, Alex? That's what I'm asking you. You know Lenny Henry's on tour now, and half
Yeah.
the show is basically him singing.
I think Lenny Henry's gone a bit Horne. It's the other way. I think he saw us.
He's gone a
and
bit
thought,
Horne.
Yeah,
I've heard
yeah.
that.
People are saying it.
Yeah.
Henry's gone a bit Horne.
Yeah. What, do you suggesting that he's running the ivory poaching trade?
Yes. Yeah,
Oh, well, that's
yeah,
quite an
yeah.
allegation, let me tell you that.
I think I'm
Still, he's done worse.
So what we have, Frank, we have there's a couple of
Chef,
songs,
for
ma-
example.
mainly, Frank, we have really good comics who come along and just muck about with the band. So you do your set, but you have a band like Tim Vine's on the first night, so he'll do his one-liners, but with jazz underneath, sort of.
Oh, I
sort
see.
of
So
playing the rhythm.
it's musical accompaniment to comedy.
Yeah, it's quite integral to it. So they're not comedy songs; they're just they're it's quite a sort of jazz performance. So it's
And
quite
one of these
encouraging.
guests in the Edinburgh version of this show was our own Gareth Richards, was he
Yeah,
not?
Richards did it. Yeah, he was very good. Did his little omnichord. Yeah, you had a nice time, didn't you, Gareth?
Yeah, it was lots of fun.
It's highly recommended.
Can you sound keener?
It was the best thing I've ever done.
It was, wasn't it? You
Yeah.
said that at the time. Yeah.
Yeah. That's damning with faint praise.
So
That's
he played his songs and they sort of played along and made them more sort of.
So it's
even
quite
more
loose, is it,
bombastic.
Alex? It's quite.
Yeah, it's quite loose. Our producer's trying to tighten it up, but I'm
Oh
quite
no!
keen.
Don't do that. Audiences love loose.
Yeah, that's right. Yes, I think so. I mean, it really is quite loose.
Well, don't get me wrong. They don't like too loose.
Yeah. No, it's loose, but no, there's a structure, and then like we have an idea. Like Mark Watson will come along. He's doing the first night, and he's going to do some. Say if he tells a sad story, Joe might play some sad music underneath. We got sort of just to give it more pathos and more emotion.
It's sad, but you feel it has to be set somewhere in Kentucky as well.
Most of Watson stuff is nowadays. He's
Yeah,
moved away from Wales.
I didn't realise
Yeah,
that. There's
yeah.
a lot of moonshine material.
And then he's going to end up playing the drums because he's always wanted to play the drums on stage,
Okay.
so he'll end up playing the drums. So we have a rough idea of where it'll go, but it might not go that way.
Okay, so if I introduce
Lovely go.
the next track, Joe, which is "Rolling in the Deep" by Adele,
Oh, yeah.
do you think you can give me some accompaniment to that?
To your
To the
introduction.
introduction.
Yeah, do you think that's possible? You start and I'll
I'll give
join
it
in.
the best shot.
I want you to think sort of professional radio presenter type banjo playing.
I know just what you mean.
Do it. Well, now, we like to play you folks good old music down here on the Frank Skinner Absolute Radio Show. We got that pretty Miss Adele now. She's going to be rolling. She's not going to be rolling in the shadow. She's going to be rolling way in the deep. We'll be back. Take your shoes off. Sit down a spell.
This is Frank Skinner on
Absolute Radio.
Frank Skinner.
Absolute Radio.
So Alex Horne is with us, with his entire band, Joe.
Yeah.
And we're talking about his new show, The Horne Section, which I'm going to see on Monday night.
Are you?
And I'm going to see not for professional reasons, because obviously I will have already interviewed you by then,
Yeah.
but just because when I was in Edinburgh, so many people told me it was brilliant.
I saw it in Edinburgh. I saw Jimmy Carr the night I was there.
I saw Jimmy Carr. I saw Jimmy Carr. Jimmy. Yeah.
He dropped in a few times and did it.
Yeah.
How did you
He
find
was
Jimmy
very good. I loved
Is he
it.
musical?
Well, no,
Jimmy
he was
Carr?
telling jokes, and then it was over a kind of
He got the
bit
audience
of
to
a
suggest types
Yeah.
of genres of music for him to tell a joke under. So we had sort of Bangra,
yeah.
which was quite unsuccessful, I think. We had, what did we have? We had reggae. He tells jokes well over reggae.
He does.
That's what I've always said about Jimmy.
Yeah. That's an interesting culture clash. So do you play an instrument, Alex?
I've got grade 3 French horn. Again, I thought it was hilarious when I was 12 that Alex Horne played the horn. So I do, I whip it out. I whip at the
Has
end
your
of the show.
life been dominated by the pursuit of
Pretty
puns?
Yeah. Yeah, it's
And
quite
didn't you
curse
run
the
a
name.
rhino farm once in Suffolk?
I named my son, my first son, his middle name is Trader, because there's an ivory trader called Trader Horne.
Trader Horne.
So his life is now yoked to the horn as well.
Of course, there was
to the Horne.
Round the Horn was a radio show.
Yeah, I quite often get emails saying, "Are you him?"
No, I think he's long. He's not just dead.
No,
he's dust.
I think he's decomposed.
Oh yeah, I don't know. I did see a thing about what stage of decomposition he was in. But I can't remember now, and even that was probably 3 months ago. It just sounds. It sounds like you just have a wonderful time, Alex.
I'm glad you say that, because I really do. It's the best thing I've ever done in terms of fun. It's just it's brilliant, because you can just say to the person next to you, because we've got 5 instruments, and you just say, give us some medieval music, and yeah, we could do some medieval music for me. It's not bad, is it? It's not. I mean, it's not that medieval.
I mean,
It's a bit
sounds you can get out of a banjo. I should say he has switched to the trumpet, Joe, in case anyone at home thinks this is my
I love
radio's
that.
not right.
Yeah,
That
just
is
makes the
great.
medieval music, medieval sort of gags I've got fly, really. Otherwise, they're a bit.
Yeah.
Doing stand up without them is quite tough now.
You know, I didn't want to say this, but I've seen your medieval set before, and I've always thought it needed a bit of. I mean, I like that that we got a hog's head each in the audience, but I think it did need music. So were you being Dublin home?
Section. It's only 2 minutes, but yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Well, it's and there's loads of, and you get like surprise guests turn up and do bits.
Yeah, so we had people like Tim Minchin come along, very drunk, wouldn't he? And
Was he booked, or did he just?
I think he was sort
He
of.
thought he was on that
He was
night.
cajoled to come along. And no, but he road tested a song about cheese. Yeah, cheese.
Yeah.
He improvised a song about cheese, which is now in his big orchestral set. And he
Played the piano.
He played the piano. That's what he did. Yeah, it was quite funny though, because the musicians are all looking at the fingers, and everyone else is listening to what he's saying. But musicians have a different angle on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, have you ever driven your car with music on and then put the music off and driven for a bit in silence? It feels the most silent that
Yeah.
silence ever was. And I'm wondering that when you go back to normal stand-up after this, is if it's going to feel a bit on-musical.
I actually do take round a couple of musicians now. I did it with a drummer and the saxophonist last time, just standing on either side of me, and it's great.
So
And also-
you're hooked now?
Yeah, I can't do without it. I think it's a new form of art. I think it's taking it to another level.
Now,
It's the best thing
If you just put
ever.
your fingers in your ears, Joe, wouldn't it be a good idea if you just learnt an instrument a bit better and then you
Most
could
things
just
have to
do
use your
yourself?
mouth, that's the trouble. And also, I don't really like
But you
comics.
could
who just sort
forget the French horn, learn guitar or something like that. Did you say you don't like comics who use musical
No, I didn't
instruments?
say that. I didn't say that. I didn't
Gareth.
say that. No,
Gareth
what I
has
mean,
an
what I mean.
omnichord.
Yeah, no, what I mean. No, I like having I like sort of being the conductor in it and ordering them around. I've got quite a lofty position. I slag them off quite a bit, and
Oh, do you?
yeah, I'm quite mean
Okay.
to them. It's quite a
A
dominant.
bit of a
position.
Thomas Beecham
Thank
character.
you, Joe. Yeah, I've got a fact from Joe about you. Can I do my fact now?
Oh,
Fact?
do your fact.
Do you want to stick your mute in? just because it's a bit
much.
of a racket.
Frank fact.
It's a Frank fact, yeah. Off you go. Lovely. Joe's got the same banjo teacher as you, Frank. Same banjo teacher.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Frank fact.
I must admit, I left him for the ukulele world.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, the ukulele is my other woman.
Right.
But you've stuck with the banjo, and I'm. Do you play ukulele?
No, not at all.
Maybe we should talk about this off air, otherwise everyone will tell.
This is Frank Skinner on
Absolute Radio.
I'm with Alex Horne and his musical band. And I'm going to keep.
There's only one man.
Stick that with that. I just thought of another pun thing. Actually, I had an idea to do a documentary about tribute bands, and I wanted to call it Proxy Music.
Yes.
It was.
Yes.
Wasn't commissioned.
That works.
I'd like to mention one of my non-commissioned ideas on the show every week. It's going to keep me going for quite a while. So, Alex, can I just to move away from the music?
Okay.
You're writing a science fiction novel, is that true?
Yeah.
I only
it's
asked
true.
that
Yeah.
because
I don't think I told anyone that.
I'm in the midst of a science fiction obsession. I veer from obsession to obsession.
Yeah, me too.
At the moment, I'm reading Neuromancer by William Gibson,
Right.
and I've recently watched Forbidden Planet, The Day the Earth Stood Still, and This Island Earth. I mean, I'm on a complete sci-fi frenzy.
Yeah, you've got a good life, Frank.
Thank you very
Things
much.
are going well for you.
Yeah, they're not expensive. These things. So, is that imminent?
Well, see, mine's a science fiction thing, but I'm looking at the 60s and the space race and making up some stuff around that, whether or not it's real or not. So I'm not looking in the future.
You're looking in the past.
Yeah, I'm looking in the past.
Science fiction in the past.
In my book, right, there's a planet up there which is a perfect mirror, and if you look up at that with the Hubble telescope, you can see the past because that's sort of 20 light years in the past.
Yeah, I see.
And so this way I can explore what happened in the 60s before CCTV and stuff, and
Brilliant.
yeah, it's going to be a good book.
So you can find out who killed Marilyn Monroe.
Yeah, whether the goal went in 66.
Yeah.
Who shot Kennedy.
Who shot... Yeah.
Whether they went to the moon or not. They did.
They did go to the moon.
Yeah, in my book.
Okay, oh, in your book they did.
Yeah.
I say, because it wasn't a desert in Arizona with somebody in the background dressed
in
as
my
a
book they
as
did
a
go,
June.
but they didn't turn on the camera, so then they had to sort of reshoot it. And that caused a lot of confusion.
Well, I'm looking forward to it. I'll tell you what, I think it's because you've got a beard. I just assume it'll be a good novel.
Oh, it'll be an excellent novel because of the beard.
Yeah, well, and I'm also delighted it'll be in Russian. But, I mean, that could
mostly Russian, yeah.
Do you speak Russian? Because you speak a lot of languages.
No, Tim Key speaks Russian, and you won't see a thing he's in which he doesn't display that talent.
Is that right?
Yeah. If you see him in the Horne section on Monday, he'll sing a song in Russian. I promise. Yeah. He's so
Bit of a
desperate
Stephen
to show off
Fry.
that. Yeah, but it's
I
only
have to
Russian.
say, if I could speak Russian, it's like there's been periods of like 3 or 4 months in my life when I've had quite a flat stomach. Can I keep my shirt down? No. And I think you've got it. If you've got it, you've got to, get it out.
The trouble is, I sort of know Latin. I did my degree in Latin, and everyone says, go on, speak some Latin. And I can't do that. All I can do is translate it, so that's a useless talent, unless you sort of give me a poem.
Oh, that's a pity.
Yeah.
So there's no verbal...
No,
There's
well,
no
I met the Pope.
vox.
I met the Pope 4
No
years ago.
viva.
Not
You met
really.
the Pope, Frank.
I met the Pope, and I said to him, I said, Salve Papa, which means hello, Pope. And he just looked at me. It's a long story. But I shook his hand.
Okay.
And looking back, I should have sort of... done
Papa
something
seems
comical.
wrong. It's a bit Smurf-like.
Yeah, but it just means Dad. That's what Pope means. Just Dad. Hello, Dad.
I bet that worried him. I bet his mind was racing. Oh, not another one. That's 4 I've had to have killed already. Who've just turned up out of nowhere. Well, look, it's always great to see you, Alex, and like I say, I love the fact that your mind is always blossoming in different directions. I look forward to the sci-fi novel. When could that happen?
Well, I've written 20,000 words, all different. That's the other tactic. I use the
Every
same word
word is
twice.
different.
Yeah.
Wow, you've made it hard for yourself.
Yeah, it's awful. I mean, it really trails off after the first chapter. But
And you can only use all the punctuation once.
yeah. That'll be done in sort of 2015, I think. But
Wow.
yeah, but I'll see you on Monday.
Yes,
nice.
well, I shall. I'm coming along, and like I say, I've heard great things
Can
about
I mention
it.
the website, Frank? Because that's got all the
please do.
details of other lineups.
Do you want to do your complete plug, maybe with a little musical
Yeah,
accompaniment?
all right. So something sort of upbeat, or not too sort of depressing.
He's a bit bossy, isn't he?
What do you think of his jumper? Genuinely.
There's no please, is there, or anything?
The jumper.
I like the jumper. It looks like
It's very mossy. It's very mossy.
It is mossy.
It is mossy.
I was wondering if
Ronnie
someone-
Wood wouldn't like it. he works on his station, and he. No, carry on.
Right, off you go, Joe. So, the Horne section is coming to London's West End from Monday the 31st of January, and then every 2 weeks until April the 11th. So that's January the 31st, February the 14th, the Valentine's special, February the 28th, March the 14th, March the 28th, April 11th. The website is www.thehornesection.com. That's with an E after Horne. We've got acts including Doc Brown. Stomp are doing it.
Brilliant.
Don't know if that'll be good. Oh, hello.
Well, that was absolutely fabulous.
I think just 2 more notes.
Well, that was more than
That's
two.
like
They always
4
want a bit
more
more,
notes,
don't
yeah.
they? Well, I used to do the Lyric Theatre every Monday.
Yeah.
A thing called the Credit Crunch Cabaret.
Yes,
and I
that's right.
presume you're in the same dressing room as me, the Star dressing
I
room.
hope so.
And all I can say, Alex, is don't wash your face in that sink.
This is Frank Skinner
Absolute.
Radio.
Did you see, not with Ludwig Kennedy, but
No.
did you see that magazine cover with Elton John, David Furnish and their new baby?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I did.
Well, you were lucky because in one place in America they put the Child Shield on it.
Family Shield.
Yeah, which I've never heard of.
What is a family shield? Are you familiar with the family shield,
It's
Gareth?
like a coat of arms. What is it?
No, they didn't do that. It's like a cover that they put on the front of Rude books.
Oh, right.
You know, with the ladies, the scantily clad ladies on.
I'd stop kiddies seeing them.
Yeah, and they put it at Kiddies. And they put it over Elton and his partner David Furnish and the baby. What's the baby called?
Well, they put it directly.
The-
his
the
name
baby is called-
Isn't
I
he
have it here.
Zach?
Zach.
I think it's Zach.
Zach John.
Zachary Jackson Levin Furnish
Zach
John.
Do you know? Elton said the baby.
Zachary John.
Elton said the baby shot
Furnish
out.
John. Wow.
Huh?
He said it shot out. He said,
Did he?
yeah.
Yes.
I thought that was a
It was
Rocket Man reference.
Let me
It
get
was.
this
It
right. It
was
was
a
a
Rocket
surrogate
Man.
birth, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Okay. This is very confusing. I thought it was a nice picture. I mean, Elton did look like a sort of an ageing Rograt kid. You know that?
Yes.
You know that kid in the Rugrats with the ginger hair and the
Chucky.
Chucky, yeah.
Yeah, him. Yeah, he looked a bit,
Yeah.
but not in a bad way.
No.
I'll tell you what I thought. I'm not saying this is cruel to children at all, but I thought, how come the child has to appear on the front cover with a bald head?
Yeah, exactly.
But why not a small toupee
Yeah.
for the child? Why should he be humiliated? And Elton is sitting there, you know, oh no, I'm not. Oh no, it's him. He's the baldy. I mean, you know, is that fair? Is that any way to treat
And
that?
they put
And
him
a
in-
big pair of glasses for it as well, I say. Massive pair of glasses.
Tiny
with,
piano.
yeah, with like, you could have like big safety pins, you know, representing the baby nappy thing. Or they could be like dummies, big dummy glasses.
They put him in dungarees as well, which I always think it's a bit prison break. I don't like that. Put him in dungarees.
It's good for hanging them up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If you can just put them on a coat hanger.
He's got a very
coat
big
on.
gap in his teeth, Frank Elton.
Yes, yeah.
No, but it's getting
a sign of
larger, it's
wantonness,
increasing.
according to the Canterbury Tale.
Oh
Wife
yes,
of-
sure.
wife-
Sir, so
wife
it
of
was
the
The wife
yeah.
of Bath, yeah, exactly. Yes,
Yeah,
and I
she
think you'll
was
find it.
captive.
Get out! Yeah, see, I've been thinking out of Stephen's Cop, I think.
Why is the gap getting bigger? I'm sure it is.
No,
That's
maybe
probably that.
something's going to come out.
It's that mother of pearl cigarette holder. He started wedging it in there. Still, it's good that David Furnish, producer, has finally produced something. It had to happen eventually. I've been looking for him on credits for about 15 years where it says producer, never does his name appear. I don't know what he does in the day.
No.
That's what I want to know.
Not a very nice thing to do to cover them up, though, is it?
I know that's
It's out of order.
unpleasant.
Unless it's a family shield because they don't want single people to see families.
Maybe.
They
I
just
must
don't want
admit,
to see happy families.
when I've been single and I've seen families out together, it is quite boring.
They should have to have a family shield.
Yeah.
Just around
Yeah.
you.
Yeah, I thought, this is just a theory, that the family shield might be the baby's idea.
Oh, what, embarrassed of the parents?
Oh, no, not embarrassed of the parents. You know when you win the lottery and you can tick that thing that says no publicity? I think the baby's thinking, I'm in for a lot of money here. Do I want my face all over the place? No, I'm going to keep it down. They've got an eye for the quick cash, these, but don't kid yourself. Yeah. I mean, I heard that Gary Coleman, just before he died, tried to get adopted by Madonna.
Oh, God.
Yeah, he left himself in a basket, crying on her steps, hoping that she'd think he'd been dropped over from the Africas. But, she recognised him instantly. What are you talking about, Ciccione? He said to her when she accused him, but well, it was too late then. Let me tell you that. Anyway, I think it sounds like we've reached the end of the road. So next week our guest is Ed Byrne. Oh well,
he didn't turn up last time.
Well, he was in a ditch, if you remember.
Was he?
Well, he said he'd driven into a ditch, so he's out. He's out of there.
How dare you?
Yeah, and. You can listen to Not the Weekend podcast on Wednesday, which is a completely different show from this. Next is Ben Jones. It's been it started strangely today, I thought, and then it wasn't very good for about say an hour and 20 minutes.
Okay.
Then there was one good bit that lasted about 4 minutes. Then it dipped again, and then I liked and then Alex came on. That was interesting, and then there was the Elton. That's my summary.
Okay.
Of the show.
Got a nice little review there, thanks for that.
Yeah, people have other opinions, because one man's meat is another man's poison, and stuff like that.
4-minute podcast this week, or will we just put it all in as normal?
Oh, no, I think we'll go for that. I just think throw it all in, some of it will stick, that's my attitude. So, so we're off now. Ben's banging on the window with miming Get Out. What am I to read into that? Anyway, thank you so much for listening, and I love you all.
You're listening to Frank Skinner on Absolute Radio, working towards a mintier world with Treebor Soft Mints.